Hello everybody, it is Friday and it's time for some Wargame action. We're covering the Dirty D Challenge, which involves challenging one of the top 4 players in the game to either a 2v2 or a 1v1. You don't get to pick who you challenge, they kind of just pick up the match and play it. And literally there have been hundreds of these matches played, and so we'll be looking at these for the next few weeks. These matches are from the current patch, so they're very much relevant. This match is with Mr. NJ Binks, also known as General Jaw Jaw Binks. He was one of the top 8 tournament Wargame Cup. Before that he was number 6 rated on the ladder for the ladder reset. Overall recognized one of the top players in the world. Very, very good player. And maybe also a marshal. Can't remember. And his opponent is somebody new named MACAPEK. And just in case you didn't know whether he was Czech or not, he has made sure to include that in his initials. He is Czech, and he's looking for single and attractive Czech women from Czechoslovakia between the years of 1970 and 1980. Alright, so for those who are unaware, in the next 3 matches, you should watch all of them. We'll be covering this event. The beta has begun. It went last week. I have a beta video up showcasing some of the aspects of the game. It shows a match between me and Rape Man and Wolf Eater. Also 2 higher rated players in the game. And basically a limited number of keys were given out to who Eugen Systems and Focus Home Interactive indicated were VIPs. It's a VIP only beta. And in the upcoming weeks they'll be inviting more people. But to get a guaranteed spot into the next beta, you will need to fight. Fight for your right to rate the game. I have to swallow a hull because I'm about to choke really badly. And so the challenge was listed out that you'd have to play one of the top 4 players in the game. Now keep in mind they're not the top 4, but they're among the top players in the game, and there's 4 of them. And you can do it 2v2 or 1v1. General Binks is one of the scarier guys to face, and right off the bat General Binks is using some old school tactics here, because he's also including this Cobra for the nice long range missile attack. So you can see this new pairing here of double cannon for the auto cannon fire, and he's going to have the Cobras with their long range rockets with recon. This is actually even stronger than it was before because recon has a much higher range. Now from our opponent we're seeing a lot of newer units. He's got these Kmaz Zoo. I mean by newer as in like nobody used them before, but now people are using them. And these are your anti-aircraft artillery. They will do very, very good against these units. But very wisely, we see Binks doing a little split off. He's going to use these for initial scouting, also very clever. He's going to watch all flanks and see where all the units are. And immediately Binks is going to pick off this big, giant cabal of anti-aircraft artillery. Ooh, there goes one Gazelle, no doubt. Really get it away. Ooh, critical impact. And goes down. Alright. So now Binks knows that the Bravo base has been taken. It's very, very heavily fortified with anti-air. He knows not to go there. He has also noted that there's really nothing else anywhere else. For Binks, we're seeing a lot of old school units, VABs, AML 90 Lynxes. We sell MK20s, Martyr Rolling 2. Nice little heavy tank here, the Leopard 2A4. And of course the overpowered but still sexy Bradley CFV. A little bit of action for the Bradley CFV. Binks here seems to be taking Gulf and going for the hotel base, playing it relatively safe, and his opponent is going for Bravo and Alpha, playing it even safer. Not even going for this high valued middle base. Now we can see some initial artillery barrage from the Malka. Going to pound on this location. This is going to cause an immediate reaction from Binks. He's going to split up his forces wherever he can. He's even moving them forward and catching a few units off guard. These tank destroyers are going to be very, very effective against these infantry carriers. And as these infantry carriers try to run through, what they're going for is a nice little town capture. However, last minute looks like he's going to try and maneuver around. Might try to go for the Lynx. Little doesn't he realize it's a trap. There's actually a lot of Lynxes there. If you can get these Moto Strategical into one of these buildings ASAP, he might be able to salvage this. But it looks as though these Lynx should be able to tear this up. All the while, anti-aircraft and PT-90 armored recon come to support. A T-72 here, not terrible. but he runs it right into the chasseurs FAMAS. So there is a very big win for Mr. Binks. T-72s are not cheap, neither are these T-62s. And these are the effective units against this. Now here comes another T-62. Will it run and get destroyed by the infantry as well? And yes, it will. Infantry is still quite relevant, still quite powerful. A lot of times they get undermined in games with really, really, really good people, because really, really, really good people don't fall for infantry. But when you're playing against a game like this, it gets to be kind of ridiculous. Now here's a really particularly odd move here from MACAPEK. He's moving from Bravo to the Charlie. Now keep in mind, Charlie is not a reinforcing point, and Delta is the closer rallying point to Alpha. So this is a little of a strategical melee. I don't know if that's French or anything. Meilleur, an error on his part. I do it in Czech, but I don't speak that language. There's too many languages in the world. They should all become one language. Czecho, Anglo, French, Chinese. Alright, so the Bradley CFV is a nice little sniping unit. It's one of these really unique units because it's a recon unit that also has these ITO rockets. Very, very high effective range. And they're able to do a pairing power that most things do on their own, have to do separately. He has a thing that spots and shoots. Usually you have one spot, one shoot. This Bradley CFV does both. It represents a small niche, but because of its performance in the Wargame Cup, specifically with P55, pretty much winning games with this unit, it has become a staple to have at least one of these bad boys. And here comes a nice little infantry rush here from MACAPEK. He's not really slowing down, not really going to give up. Keep in mind, the lead here by Binks is insane. There are lots of Fusiliers here, so it looks like he should pull back this other BTR-60 not dedicate himself too much. But no, he's actually going to deploy it, and actually deploys the Moto Strelki too far away. And they're going to be forced to do their little awkward walk into battle. Finally within range, but it looks like they're cowards. And, you know, I never realized, like, how freaking good the animations are on these infantry. Look at these. You can actually see my face in these things. And, yeah, it looks like General Binks will be cleaning this up. Relatively easy. Looks like a pretty clear-cut win here for General Binks. He's about 520 points ahead. It's not impossible for MACAPEK to come back, but if I was Binks, I would do a little bit of a push. When you're this far ahead, you'll realize that your enemy does not have a lot of units, especially if he has artillery firing. And so it looks like Binks will in fact move up, take a new position. You can actually get the Tunguska. Ooh, that would be a nice deal. It's a 100-point little bad boy, and it doesn't really take damage from the tank destroyer so well. Will he pull it back in time? He is pulling it back right now. Oh my god, one big hit. It's actually not taking any damage at all. What the hell is up with this Tunguska? It's not even veteraned. And, ooh, the Tunguska will get away. That is absolutely insane. This one Tunguska has earned his stars and stripes, but he still won't get veteran C4. That's ridiculous. A VAB, of course, remember, VABs do not have armor anymore, so they will no doubt die very easily to the FJB. FJB, of course, are your anti-aircraft infantry with recon capability. They represent another tiny niche. It's one that's relatively popular, but not all out popular. And looks like those FJB should get killed by these chasseurs or chasseurs FAMAS. If he dumps them, that is. Looks like he's going to try to get out of range. But yes, we have a VAB routed. It routes right in the good direction, though. Right into the command number. Right. And, yeah, Binks not playing as aggressive as I thought he would. Still playing very carefully. Still wanting to look very, very good. For the audience at home, and General Binks is, I think he has this. I mean, the only thing that would make him not have this is if artillery fire killed 2 command numbers. But I'll be honest, I don't think Binks is going to let that happen. He's got 2 supply trucks sitting and waiting to restock up his command number. I'm surprised these Motostrelkis are still here. And these Saracens should be able to clean up very easily. And yes, that's exactly what happened. The infantry going to move up on the auto command. When you have a unit that routes or stuns, instead of sitting in place, it will go to its previous order, whatever that might be. And actually, this one's doing a little bit of damage. Took out 1 Saracen so far. But this should get it cleaned up. Another rocket fire. Jesus. Not doing any damage, though, so that's good for Binks. And, dear God, that's a second rocket. This thing is just actually being far more cost-effective than it should be. Might run out of rockets sooner rather than later. And yes, it actually is being way more cost-effective. Saracen carrier down. 20 points for MACAPEK. He is definitely back in this. So Binks is taking control of this force. This base is out. The Alpha base has 1 point on left. He's moving up the Leopard 2A4 with the Bradley CFV. This could be the Doomsday push. The Doomsday push. Now we're seeing that MACAPEK's going to try and move the command number back in place, but Binks is quickly going to move into a nice little retreat path. It's totally coincidental. It's not based on the fact that he's doing this. He was probably looking to snipe the command number anyway. Now, once these infantry come in, the AML Lynx and the Weasel MK20 will be able to move up and go in for a snipe. The Weasel MK20 does move in early. And he might lose this Weasel. The Chasseurs from us are deployed. Will they move in the join? The Weasel MK20 taking tons of damage from multiple directions. There's even a helicopter involved now. A little bit of a panic helicopter. And yes, the Weasel MK20s will both go down. Huge, costly mistake by Binks. Those are not cheap units. And now there's one of these weird choices. Do you bring in your infantry to kill a commander or not? And judging by the amount of stuff here, this should be shelled out with artillery. That would be the right choice. He's got 2 of these Martyr 1s. Martyr 1s, of course, are your infantry killing vehicles. They have been severely buffed to be able to do that. Very, very good unit. And looks like he somehow has got a spot on something. Nope, he is actually using the fire position command located on the panel right here on your screen. And when you know someone's somewhere, you use the fire position command and you just hope to get some kills. Slightly bad reposition here by MACAPEK. Of course, he doesn't really know. He doesn't actually know these infantry are sitting here. He's trying to find a way to reposition his commander in such a way that he can keep it alive. He's also right now relying as a tactic on mistakes by Binks. And Binks is making mistakes. For example, this Weasel MK20 is almost out of fuel. It's not going to be available for this push. That's a pretty sizable mistake. Martyr 1 picking off his infantry as it's trying to creep across, and this is actually where it all falls apart here for MACAPEK, because now he's left his commander very open. The FJBs are going to get picked off by the cheap Chasseurs from Moss. This is not a trade he wants to engage in at all. All the while, the main body of the General Binks army is just pushing through. AML 90 Lynx leading the charge. Leopard 2A4 in the rear. Martyr rolling 2 covering for anti-air. And the Weasel MK20 getting resupplied, so it's not completely useless. One unit not being moved up. Somewhat of a mistake. And the Malka is just shattering with really well-targeted artillery fire. Stunning and slowing him as he can, but now the Leopard 2A4 is in range. What's he going to target, the FOB or the Malkas? He's going for the Malkas. I would have gone for the FOB. The Malkas, of course, are one of these nice little token artillery units. All while over in this corner here, we see the commander is finally being moved away. The VABs will give chase, will try to chase it down, try to destroy it, but there is, of course, some Motostruckies here following as well, following suit on these VABs. Chasseurs are taking position in the woods here. They're not going to chase. They are not a chasing vehicle. The VAB, however, has to go on a move command to try and chase this down before this goes into a move fast order. AML 90 Lynxes are moving in to try and deal with this Malka. The Malka not firing currently. And it's finally getting pulled back. There's really no response here from MACAPEK. He has no really anti-tank units available. And this is not good, people. He has lots of these anti-air, loving on these FJB anti-air units, but looks like we're going to see an FOB capture. Yes, Binks grabs the FOB. This will signal a nice little beachhead. And now he's going to be able to sit on this FOB and just kill everything. Everything's sort of funneling into this one direction as Binks is coming in for the killing blow. These Malkas have been taking significantly high amounts of damage, but this could kill both of them. One Lynx down by Tunguska. That's mildly embarrassing. Oh, we have some Shallows here. Some tank-destroying Shallows firing from the rear, doing the thing that they do, which is destroy tanks, by the way. And, ooh, one Lynx down. Huge, huge misstep on Binks. He probably doesn't care. Probably looking to finish this off. In fact, he's going to lose some Lynx to some infantry here. Ooh, that is not good at all. But you can see the nice little surround here. He has units positioned everywhere. He doesn't want any escape, no surrender. We saw MK20 coming in with their nice little autocannon fire. Going to try and pound this Tunguska to the ground. This is a relatively even battle, keep in mind. 2 Tunguskas versus 2 Weasel MK20s. It looks like the Tunguskas are getting a slight advantage here as they've got the lucky stun on the Weasel. And now these Jalos are really falling apart. There are infantry in this Saracen, these 3 Saracens, and where they'll dump to is questionable. And this should be the end of the world, but we see MACAPEK actually going to play a little bit badly mannered. Going to run his command armor away. I'm not really sure you can spy this. T-62 being rallied. This is basically the kind of unit you want to defend with. Tank destroyers and higher range tanks. T-62s, T-70s, T-80s, you know, these type of units. But in this scenario, there's no comeback. There is no way to get back. And General Binks is just going to finish this up with a nice little clean amount of units. No higher income, lower income. More units, less units. General Binks most definitely won this on income. There's no question about it. He obliterated his opponent, and now his opponent's trying to play a little bit of come see, come saw. We're seeing artillery fire barraging this area. It's loaded full of FJBs, motor shelkies. FJB, of course, was not the infantry unit of choice for this encounter. They didn't really do the job they were supposed to, and it's potential that MACAPEK, CZ, lady, he's single. MACAPEK probably used too much anti-air units and not enough anti-tank, tank, and infantry. Or helicopters, you know. Just be fun with it. And General Binks, in the new patch, is already 2250. Probably one of the top players in the world now. It's ridiculous. Representing no unit. One of the top clans in the world as well. So that's match 1. I got 2 more to go. I'm sure eventually I'll have some things to click, but if there's nothing on your screen to click, because I haven't uploaded them yet, go to the Wargame matches playlist. Subscribe to that, and the matches will show up in your inbox and your feed and your whatever as they arrive. If you're not getting them in your feed, that's because you're not subscribed, and definitely subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to that playlist. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Troublmaker. I got 2 more for the day. Stay tuned.